Okay, and we are now live. Hello, people. I know there's nobody watching, but that's okay, because you'll watch it because you'll see Strug Ninja in the title. So welcome back to the. I've changed the podcast name actually, Ninja, and I've called it the Casual and the Ninja because I put myself in casual in the boxing tier list, and your name is
All
Ninja,
right,
so I decided to call
all
it the
right,
Casual and the Ninja.
all right. I got you.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool name. So we have one person watching. Thank
Yeah.
you, one person for watching. We got one like already. That's awesome.
No, that was me actually.
Oh, that
That
was
was
you?
me. I
Oh
left. I
wow.
left like on the
Wow.
video.
Wow. Okay, well, anyways, so a lot's happened in the YouTube boxing world and just in boxing in general. But I think I want to first talk about KSI versus Adam. I know you did a live stream earlier today in which you talked about it, but just give me your what are your initial thoughts and like don't be afraid to be towards somebody else because I
All
know
right.
you're not biased. So, what are your thoughts on that?
All right. So I'm gonna be real here. Honestly, I get Adam has a point. Okay? Like traditionally, like in spars, you don't usually like film or like leak it or release it to anywhere. This is not between two, like real combatants, like real boxers. These are between two social media entities who have big, big followings, right? So the thing is, if they do not film it, I get Adam's point. He wants to film it because the whole Stromedy Bryce Hall thing. It caused a lot of speculation. There's a lot of drama revolving it, and I think right now I understand Adam's point, but I don't know where I am in the middle. You know what I mean? I understand Adam, but I also understand KSI how he doesn't want to film it. He's got a fight coming up, but I think like I'm being honest here. Like I am a little bit in the middle for this. I'm not really sure what to say on it right now.
Yeah, oh this I think that I actually think that he should film it. KSI should film it, even if he's not gonna put it out publicly. Just because I feel like it is a good backup insurance in case Adam says one thing. And I don't know why people are like trusting Adam now with telling the truth because this was the guy that rigged his own last fight. So I don't know why people are like, "Oh, Adam's got a point," or "Adam's this and that." I'm like, how can you trust this guy? I don't trust him, and I understand KSI not wanting to film it, but I disagree with it. And I don't think he's people are like saying, "Oh, he's ducking him," or like the realist said, that KSI isn't doing this for like because maybe he's not really training or he's not actually like improved or anything. And I'm gonna make a separate video disproving all those points. But all I'll say is that I think the main reason why he doesn't want anyone to see is because there's a perception of KSI's abilities that he's like windmill like technique and everything, and I think he wants
The
people
thing
to.
is, like, right? If he's saying he doesn't fight that way now,
Yeah, people like.
wouldn't that wouldn't like if he says he doesn't fight it that way, wouldn't people expect him to not fight the same way? I'm saying,
Wait, so you're saying that like people are gonna already expect him to fight differently?
well, that's what he's trying to imply, isn't it? He's saying he's not going to fight the same. He wants people to think the same way he fights the same way he did. Doesn't that imply that he doesn't fight the same way now? You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah, that does. Well, I mean, the DMs obviously was supposed to be private, and Adam made them public. But what I was getting at, Chris 773, yes, you can join. We're gonna add someone else to the chat if that's okay with you, Ninja.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold on, let me. Um, how do you add someone into a chat? Do you know how to do that?
I think we need to create a new group chat.
Okay. Do you want to do
Use the
that?
one with
Do you want me to do that?
use the one with Angel. I'll just leave this one and I'll join the other one. Use the one with Angel. Just add him.
Okay. We are currently adding someone. Uh, Add friends to DMs. Chris 773. Add. Okay, I'm gonna call the voice call. Well, that's really loud. That's very loud.
Um,
Yeah, I'm here. We're still waiting
I
on
miss.
Chris. Hello, Chris. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we have Chris773. He is a YouTuber who is smaller in I guess subscribers than me. And I saw his content the other day, and I thought this guy's so cool, and I thought, why not try and bring him onto the podcast? He came on. So, Chris, we were talking about KSI and the Atom thing, and I don't know if you watched The Realist or whatever, but if you do, then you might understand it. But what do you think about KSI versus Atom? And do you think KSI has got the right to say no filming? And yeah.
Um. What I would say was I mean, yeah, he has obviously the right, but like, yeah, I would say record it, but then also like in some other videos that I've seen, yeah, a lot of people have made also a good point that any of them can pretty much manipulate the footage, and if if he doesn't want to be seen like he looks bad or anything, um yeah, I would say like not probably record it. Just have someone, yeah, just like judge the fight, not completely, but like just like say who won, and yeah.
Yeah, so have you ever watched the Realist, or do you know who he is?
I've heard of him, but I
Yeah,
haven't watched him.
he's a basically he's like a British YouTuber. And before you joined, I was saying that um, one of the reasons, one of the reasons why I think KSI doesn't want the Spo to be filmed is because there's this perception about him and how he's like a windmill technique and whatever. And he says that like it's changed, but he doesn't want to know how much. I don't think he wants people to know how much it's changed, and I understand that's his reasoning. But I do think that that kind of reputation kind of hurts hurts him more than it helps him, because I feel like if people like saw, oh, he can actually do boxing well, then they'd be like, oh, okay, he's actually good. And I feel like he needs that. So that's why I understand it, but I don't agree with it necessarily. And what the Realist was saying was that KSI is only doing this because it doesn't make sense that KSI is doing it because of the perception or whatever. And I just disagreed with him, and I don't want to go too much into it because I'm gonna make my own separate video on it. But that's pretty much what I say. The dude flop said Realist is a wish app weight concept. That's true. Okay, so that's pretty much my thoughts on the Sorry, my light went out. That's my thoughts on that whole thing. Wow, it's really dark now. Strike Ninja. What are your thoughts on what did I title this? I don't even remember what I titled this, because there was a couple of topics that I put in here. KSI was realistic. So somebody unjoined. Oh, okay. Chris is back. So Strike, what do you think about Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul? And Tommy Fury recently did a press conference where he talked about it. So what are your thoughts on that? And do you think they'll fight? Is he there? Oh, yep, he's there.
No comment on that really. I'll have to look more into that. I don't really want to speak on something I don't really know.
So you haven't. But have you seen Tommy Fury box before?
I've seen a couple of his fights. I mean, it's a battle between cherry pickers. You know what I mean? It's interesting though.
Do you think Tommy Fury would beat Jake Paul?
I guess around Jake there isn't much certainty. I think Tommy's last fight, if I recall, didn't he almost wasn't it a close fight? His last fight.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It wasn't.
He didn't fight against the best either, right? He was like, it wasn't that his opponent wasn't that experienced.
Yeah, he was like 2-0, and he got pretty badly exposed. Right. Which I think that's mainly because like he cherry picks, and that's my problem with cherry picks, and why you should increase your level of opponent with each fight, so you don't have a Tommy Fury situation. But so you think he beats Jake Paul?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know too much about Tommy. Like I've seen a couple of his fights. Again, I don't know like what he's fully capable of. The thing with Tommy is though, I think I will say though he's got a good physique for boxing. He's got a long reach. I think his reach is legitimately 76 inches. I don't believe Jake Paul's reach is actually that long. We'll say, but like I'm not really sure about Tommy Fury again. Like he's a cherry picker. We haven't seen him go against the best. Jake Paul, we haven't seen his full extent, what he's capable of doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I agree.
After the Woodley fight, we'll get a lot of answers to these, though.
Yeah, and you think that Jake's gonna beat Woodley, right?
I do, honestly. The thing is, right? It's like I'm in like I do see Woodley like taking the win too, but more times than not, I see Jake Paul winning this. The thing is, because Woodley's had his shine. He's got nothing to really be fighting for. Like Jake Paul is fighting for his place on the big stage. Woodley's already been on the big stage.
Yeah, I disagree.
Like if he beats Jake Paul, like what would he do next? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would disagree. I think that he stated that he wants to become a boxer, like, and do this as a career. And I feel like he, just from his training and the way he talks about this, maybe he's just a great actor, but I think he's really passionate about this sport and about beating Jake. So I think he's more motivated than Nate was or Ben was or to an extent Gib. But I understand where you're coming from. I think Jake might. I think what you said about how Woodley probably doesn't want this is I think maybe Jake's mentality towards why he picked Woodley. But I think even if Woodley does lose, I think he'll surprise Jake and other people. And I just want to see this go at least 3 rounds. Like I want to see Jake tested because if he's not tested, then I can't really change my opinion. And I want my opinion to change on him because I just say the same thing over and over again. And people just say, oh, you're biased and this and that. And I'm like, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. And if he doesn't, and he's never had a tough fight, and if he's been in fights, but he's not been in an actual fight where he's had good opposition. So to me, I think this fight hopefully can prove a lot. And obviously, I want Jake to lose, but I think Woodley might be more in it than you might think.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to think what else I talked about. Why? So Strike Ninja, you don't want to comment on the Realist, do you? Huh?
Okay, so that guy, right, from last podcast. Yeah, I don't want to like start anything with him. I guess I'll let you talk. I don't know him too well. Again, I don't want to start beef with him. He seems like a chill guy.
I mean,
I will let you comment on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak too much about it.
I will step back from this.
All I'm gonna say, because I don't want to say too much, because I want to make a separate video on this, and I don't have all my thoughts collected. Is this guy, honestly, I think he might be a little bit like, I don't like, just not thinking straight about things. Like the stuff he says that comes out of his mouth, I'm like, how, like, in his video, he proved his logic wrong like 2 times, and I'm like, you used to be actually hard to disprove, kind of, but now you're so easy. The Strike Ninja, the dude flop says, dang it, Strike, fight Realist, bruh. You should fight him. Like, you're taller than me, you're like his weight class, you could do it. He is biased. Yeah, that's true. Would you ever fight anyone, Strike Ninja? Would you fight the Realist?
Who is that? I mean, who is he from like a boxing perspective? Does he box?
Who, the Realist?
Yeah, this guy, like you keep bringing up.
Yeah, no. Well, I guess his friend boxes, and I think he's taken up some.
He doesn't box himself.
I don't know if he does. I don't know. He might or he might not. But I think, honestly, man, I think you could beat him. I think he's taller than you. He's like 6 foot, but like the man just doesn't seem like he has like anything to be afraid of, really. And I know people want me to fight him, but like, guys, that would be like Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather. Like it just wouldn't work out well.
I mean, Mayweather was winning off of points.
Who was winning off points? Floyd was?
Mayweather.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be Mayweather level if I ever box the Realist, if I'm being honest. But again, I said this to Ninja because he asked me, would you ever box him? And I'm like, if there was money involved, yes, I would. But if there's going to be no money involved, there's no purpose for me to do it, because I would literally be risking my life to do this for your entertainment. But
So if I had like, let's say you have a fight there's like a fight against a really good boxer, like a heavyweight,
yeah,
and you were paid to take a dive on the stage, would you do it?
wait, so wait, so it's a heavyweight that I'd be taking the fall for?
Yes, like pretty much. Let's say, yeah, like yeah.
Okay,
Would you take the money? How much like is the minimum you would take to step in there?
Well, I don't think anyone would expect me to win against a heavyweight because I'm like a tiny like person, but
Are you not that big?
no, I'm like
Yeah. So what about against like a puny scrawny fighter? Would you like how much money would you to take a fall?
maybe like
Um,
$1 million, one starting at 1 million probably.
all right. So if someone paid you 900 grand to take a dive, you wouldn't do it.
No, actually, I mean, I guess that's close. It's not close to $1 million, but
What's
yes,
the minimum? Like what's the bare minimum?
the bare
Because the
minimum.
purse from the Ben Askren fight, I believe it was only 500 grand.
Oh yeah, I don't. I think 500 is too low for me. I think maybe the lowest would be 600, and then the highest is like 5 million. But I'm never gonna get to
The
that
highest.
level.
So if someone paid you 6 million, you wouldn't take a fall.
No, I would. No, I would. But like, yeah,
I mean, the highest.
yeah, I mean, the highest for me would be. I mean, I would love to say like 100 million or whatever, but I'm gonna be realistic and say, and being realistic is not even. If I were to be realistic, it wouldn't even be in the millions. It'd be like,
I mean, you can't become rich off of wanting more zero of not wanting more zeros.
Yeah, but I would not.
I know it's not realistic, but
I would not take a fall for the realist though. Like I wouldn't like take a fall if I was boxing the realist.
Do you, like does he know you in real life?
Well, I mean, no, not in real life because he's in the U.S. I mean, I'm in the U.S. and he's in the U.K. But we have messaged on Instagram and he's commented on me on his like videos. Like, no, he hasn't talked about me in his videos, but like in his video comments, and his fans have too. So they know me. And he knows me, but like he doesn't want to like publicly acknowledge me because he doesn't want to give me more attention. Is basically his reason.
Yeah. Yes, fans.
What'd you say, Chris?
He has fans.
Yeah, he does have fans, which is surprising. And I'm surprised Adam Saleh has fans actually, because I mean, how many subscribers does Adam Saleh have?
Like 4 million, dude. Like I mean, it's pretty obvious he does.
I mean, 4 million is 4 million. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, does Slim have fans? Does who? I mean, who is Slim even? What kind of name is Slim?
That's kind of offensive. You know what I mean? Actually, kind of offensive.
To what?
Yeah.
To who?
Don't go into like his name and stuff. That's kind of don't go into his like personal life.
I'm not going to his personal life. I'm just saying.
I mean, like you can criticize him online. Like you could criticize him for what he does, but like don't like go into like the religion and stuff. That's a little bit too far.
He does have fans. Like I was on this one live stream like yesterday.
He does have fans. I will confirm that.
Yeah. What's it called? I don't know if they were joking, but they were like saying Slim is like the best fighter ever. Gabe Dodson, all that like all that stuff. They were spamming it, and then the guy that was part of the live stream, he was like telling them he was gonna block them and all that. Dude, all of them started reporting the live stream, and they were like pissed. They were even calling Slim a who and all that.
Well, I mean, Gib is definitely not dogging Slim because I think Gib would beat Slim pretty easily, I'd say. Because, I mean, when has Slim ever had, like, a real fight? You know, he fought, like, two guys. He fought Fuzi, who literally gave him his head.
At this point, he's probably going to fight, like, Nico Milana or something.
That would honestly be more of a fight than the fight he had, like, 2 weeks ago.
Against the NNA?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fight again. That's what he said.
Yeah, but like I think he's gonna fight someone that's like never boxed before. So,
Hey,
Yeah, it's Mo Vlogs.
It's Mo Vlogs. Yeah,
Fight.
it's Mo Vlogs.
Oh, Slim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I mean, and then they said he's gonna fight again. So
well, I mean, good luck to him. But I
wonder
mean,
who
you
he
got
fight
like
Fuzi.
fight Fuzi exactly. I mean, I watched that Fuzi fight, and when Fuzi was coming in with his head, it was laughable. Like it was so funny to watch that fight again because I saw that fight years ago.
The ref did like a pretty bad job too. Like Fuzi should fight the ref at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he didn't stop it.
When they're clinching, right? You're supposed to break them apart. Instead, the ref would push them together, then break them apart.
Yeah.
I think Slim did a lot of foul play too. He grabbed him, Fuzi in the head way too many times.
Who's yeah, sure. Oops. I made a video the other day on Slim. I call him Slim the Clown, and I basically just because I don't hate him, but he annoys me kind of. Like I don't know about you guys, but he just I don't know. He because I think he acts like he's like the best, but he fought two people that were so bad, and he's not leveling up the competition. Like he doesn't need to fight a social media star. He could fight like someone like Adam fought, which was like a Golden Gloves person. So I just feel like he kind of deserves to be clowned on a little bit.
I don't mind him. He seems like a cool guy when he's off cam, but like online, I feel like he talks too much, especially with the people he's fighting.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Facts.
What were you saying?
I said I agree with what he said. He talks too much. Like he acts like he's one of the best. Like everyone's ducking, everyone fears him. But like he chooses like the most random opponents that have like no boxing experience whatsoever.
Why does he do that? Do you think it's because he like is afraid of something, or is it like
he's trying to like follow Jake Paul's footsteps or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what someone said. Someone said that he's following his footsteps. They were like he fought Fuzi and all that, and then he beat Gibb. They were like, no, didn't beat Gibb, but like fought someone that was like sort of like Gibb, like beat him in the first round, just like Jake did against Gibb. And now he's gonna have to fight someone like it's just some weird stuff.
yeah? And Chris, what are your thoughts on Jake Paul's boxing career? Like, do you respect it? Do you think it's like? Do you think he's actually leveling up with each fight, or no?
I mean, I don't really like the person, but like his career, I'm not gonna hate on him. Like he's doing his own thing, but yeah, his opponents, yeah, he can't like obviously he's kind of a bit upgrading his opponents just a bit, but yeah, with the level of competition that he's had in the past, has not been the best. So I don't really like I'm not gonna like criticize him for like what he's been doing and like bringing more eyes to the sport with like everybody else. Yeah, his level of competition has been like not the best. So
Do you think he can beat KSI?
right now, yes.
Do you think KSI can still beat Jake now?
Right now, no, but I do think in like
You just
a
asked
year.
the same question twice.
I did.
You said, "Can you think Jake? Do you think he can beat KSI? Do you think KSI can beat him now?"
Oh no, I meant like can Jake beat KSI, and then can KSI beat Jake right now? Like it was they sounded the same, but I meant it. They were two different questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Realist said that maybe one of the reasons why KSI doesn't want to put out the spot publicly is because he hasn't actually been training, and I disagree with that for a variety of reasons. But do you think that what he said about that is valid in any way, or do you think it's not valid? That was to either one of you.
Okay. Can you repeat again?
So the Realist said that KSI might be not putting out the spot because he thinks that KSI isn't actually like sparring and he's not actually like training like he says he is. And do you think that's like a true statement, or do you think that is like, or do you think he's just like making that up because he's biased?
I could see that as a possibility, but yeah, I would just ask myself like, why doesn't he want it to be recorded? But then I would also, as I said in the beginning, they could do something to the footage and like, who knows what they could do, but yeah, that is a possibility that he could not be training. He's just overhyping himself, and he just doesn't want that to show in the sparring, and everyone will see that like he's not training or whatever, and they're all instantly all gonna be like Jake's gonna beat him, like he has no chance and all that, and yeah, that could be a possibility.
Strike, what do you think?
What's the question again?
So the Realist said that KSI might be not doing it not putting it out publicly because he thinks that KSI might not actually be saying what he's doing in training, and I was wondering if you think there's any validity to that statement.
I'm trying to like, or what do you mean? What do you say again?
So basically, the Realist in his video said that one of the reasons why KSI might not want the spar to be recorded is because he was lying about sparring and training, and he's not actually in shape. And what are your thoughts on that statement?
That's actually interesting. Actually does bring up a good point, though. I do think KSI has improved. Probably. No way you can be training off screen for that long and just not improve a bit.
Yeah, I would say that not like multiple people besides KSI have backed up his claims of he's sparring and training. Like True Jordy, Simon, they all said like he's sparring with really good people doing.
Realistically, I think he's like I think he's looking into too much. You know what I mean?
Who, the Realist?
With Adam is like Adam is trying to like Adam. It seems like Adam is trying to use a spar, get away from all the allegations he's been accused of.
Yeah, but
it's like Adam has no credibility right now.
Yeah,
because you caught him lying in the past. With the whole charity boxing thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if it's true, but the fact that he's not responding kind of proves it that he may be lying.
Yeah, and I feel like Adam doesn't really have the right to ask or demand things because, I mean, I know that in sparring there's no A side, there's no B side, but if this was a traditional fight, Adam would be the B side, wouldn't be the A side. He wouldn't be the one saying, I want this, I want that. Like, he doesn't have the right to do that, which is another thing that I would also bring up to the people that are saying that KSI is scared or whatever. Because let's remember, KSI is still willing to box Adam. He's still saying we can still spar. I just don't want this to be recorded. And KSI will probably have someone.
Well, the thing is, they're two boxers. They're not real. They're not real boxers. These guys are YouTube boxers.
Yeah.
Additionally, if these two were beefing online, they would come over to the spar. They would duke it out in the ring, traditionally without any cameras. I still think my point still stand. I don't know if you saw the video, but I made a video pretty much saying that we should have some people over that are neutral, that know boxing, that don't know Adam or KSI, that will not have an opinion, that will cloud their judgment. Pretty much, we should kind of have some spectators to fully determine who actually really won and who didn't win. And it doesn't even have to be filmed either. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be filmed. The reason why I want these people over is because, again, there's no judges in sparring, in usual sparring, but this is against two social media influencers who have a ton of fans. They got a whole fan base. They're not real boxers. These guys are going to be speculations. There's going to be people saying who won. It needs to be someone that can actually prove who won. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with your point. I would love it if the Wade concept and Roundhouse Radio were the two spectators, because everyone trusts them and they're so unbiased. They should. I think those should be the two That would be even like, and they would blow up in clout too. So like they could be the first ones to report it, and no one would really question.
I'd rather have someone with like a real boxing reputation. Like no disrespect to Wade Concept or Roundhouse, but I think we need someone with a reputation, like a real solid like boxing reputation. Because again, if there is, like, what do you think? Like, what's your plan for this?
Well,
What do you think is like the best way to solve it? I mean,
me? Well, before we go on to me, like, would it be like a boxing ref, or would it be like a boxing, like an actual like boxer? Like what kind of person specifically would you want there? Like, I know you said like someone that knows boxing, but like that could be a large.
somebody with like real, like, to be real, we have like, you get someone with real boxing expertise in, maybe could be judging, could be really anything. Just somebody that knows, but not just one person. We obviously need more opinions. Maybe around like three people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
not like from the same place either. Like three different people.
Yeah, I think that my solution is KSI should film it, and he cannot tell Adam. Like I think they're in a gym, so they can probably use like security camera footage or something of the gym, and then just save that, and then put it out before the Austin fight or after the Austin fight. And if Adam gets knocked out in the first round, or he gets pretty badly hurt, you know,
it's not like filming without consent.
In a way, I mean, I'm sure Adam.
It's not a good look for him to do that. I wouldn't say it's a good look for him to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he would have filmed it anyways. Like I think, like KSI was always probably. I feel like KSI always was gonna film. He just didn't want Adam to film it. And at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter, because like even if like Adam got knocked out in the first round, it's like you got knocked out. Like it doesn't matter if you were winning for like the first 2 minutes, you still got knocked out. So it doesn't really matter. I just think it should be filmed, not released publicly, and then put it out whenever KSI sees fit. And obviously, KSI is gonna say something. Someone's gonna say something. There might be a debate, or there might be a main consensus, and then we wait for the spar to come out. And if Adam is talking like, "Oh, I was beating him, and then he got knocked, and then I got knocked out, and he was just lucky," KSI can then just have that footage and then put it out and disprove him, and then Adam is basically done for at that point. So I think that someone should film it just for like insurance purposes, and just wait until.
It shouldn't be Adam, or it shouldn't be KSI either.
You don't think it should be KSI or Adam?
What do you mean? I mean, like, what are you saying?
Like, I mean, like KSI
should be like one film that I mean.
Well, like what I'm saying is like someone from KSI's team should just film it and then not put it out publicly. And then after the Austin fight, or before, just publicly release it unedited. And obviously people can tell if a video is edited or not. So there's no cuts, there's no nothing. And they just put out for people to see. They could even put it on the Mayweather channel or something. Like, and then that can be the footage. And then obviously Adam will like say, "Oh, I was being KSI," and then he just luckily knocked me out. Like, let's just say that's what happens. And then we see the footage and we see, "Oh, Adam, you weren't doing anything." Then it kind of disproves his statement, because Adam's going to make some statement no matter what happens, even if he wins or loses, and he's not going to win this just because of the weight difference alone. So I just think for insurance purposes, it should be filmed and then put out later on, or never put out, and then people will just move on and they'll just, watch the other fights that KSI does.
That's fair.
Yeah, I saw that you put out a video for top 5 YouTube boxing knockouts, and I didn't watch it, but I saw that at number 1 you put Nate Robinson, and you put KSI and Logan Paul for some reason. Like, so wait, so was KSI versus Logan Paul 2 like just KSI's knockdown of Logan?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I didn't watch the video, but like, why did you put that there?
So like mainly it's because the memories. I remember that day actually. We're all so gassed like when we saw that happen. It's a shame it wasn't counted actually.
Yeah,
I think the knockdown counted. It hit him in the temple, right?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was a knockdown, and I remember that night vividly. Like, I was sweating so much.
It wasn't like it was from 12 to 6, like with the Logan punch him in the back of the head. I didn't
Yeah.
really get why that one was counted. He grabbed his head, then proceeded to hit him.
Yeah, it's very
And
dangerous. But I remember that night when the KSI versus Logan Paul 2 fight happened, and to me, that was
pay
like,
for it or what?
what'd you say?
Pay for it?
What's interesting with DAZN, because technically you can get DAZN and not,
Subscription, right?
yeah, you can subscribe to DAZN and I never actually paid. I got DAZN, but I never actually paid for the Gib fight or the Jake or the KSI versus Logan Paul 2 fight, because what you can do on DAZN, I don't know if this is a thing now because I haven't got it in a while, is you can get DAZN, and then if the fight, you can get the fight, like the DAZN subscription on the day of the fight, and then cancel it, and they won't charge you. So I essentially I didn't pay any money to watch KSI and Logan fight or Gib and Jake fight, which is a shortcut that a lot of people don't know. So you can get DAZN and not actually pay anything.
I see.
That might have changed though, because that was 2 years ago. But I never got
Yeah, no, I
charged.
think it's still the same. I still like when I go into the store, I still see like the DAZN gift cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never got billed for like anything DAZN related, so I didn't give them any of my money, like, because I canceled before they would start charging.
It's free then, pretty much. Is that why they like lost the pay-per-view numbers or something like that?
For the second fight?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well,
I mean, there was like an article saying that they were like robbed of pay-per-view buys or something like that. I'm not sure how it worked.
Well, I know in the UK it didn't do so well, but that's because it was at like 5
like
a.m.
the time zones.
Yeah,
right?
it was in the time zones. And I want to, for KSI versus Logan Paul 2, who did you think was gonna win that fight?
You know what? I was actually rooting for KSI. I thought he was gonna win. I don't know, honestly. Maybe because I don't know. Logan, I guess. I wanted KSI to win, but I thought it was gonna be close for sure.
Yeah. And it ended up being
I guess
close.
you could say I kind of thought that there was a chance that Logan would win because again, Logan in the first fight, he was definitely a better boxer, in my opinion, across the board.
Yeah.
He would KSI, he was too wild in the first fight. Second fight, I guess like I knew KSI was gonna win. I don't know why. I actually thought there was a really strong chance Logan would win.
I thought
That makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of had the same mentality where I was like, I think I'm pretty confident KSI can win, but I kind of was thinking I can't imagine seeing Logan winning. Like I can't imagine that it would happen. Like it just didn't seem like it was gonna happen. And I thought that I was nervous because I thought Logan was gonna embarrass KSI really bad, which is why I was so nervous when the fight happened. And it definitely went the complete opposite of the way I thought it was gonna go. For sure. And I feel like, and you've said this before, Strike, that like KSI the complete opposite of the way I thought it was gonna go. For sure. And I feel like, and you've said this before, Strike, that like KSI actually boxed technically okay, better than in the first fight. Like he did jabs to the body. He had a stronger jab. Like I think people were like, okay, Sign Logan, they both went down from the first fight. And having seen multiple videos and stuff and analyzing it myself, I'm like, they actually improved in a lot of ways, but it's just not as noticeable to like most people.
They be like, yeah. The first fight, there was the fainting, there's all that, but in the second fight was, I felt like the second fight, a lot of people are sleeping on the technique used.
Yeah.
I guess in the second fight though, Logan actually wasn't really as like confident as he was in the first fight. He was scared to exchange for sure.
Yeah. But I noticed, I think in one of the videos I watched, someone said like Logan used like his shoulder to like bounce shots off, and I didn't even clock that until I saw that video, and that was like another thing. The second fight, like KSI like threw a shot at like a punch Logan, but he like used his shoulder and it like bounced off of it, and like he used it like Logan. I'll give Logan this. He uses his physical attributes against smaller opponents very well. Which is something I don't think anyone can really disagree with.
He just doesn't follow up. Like, you know what I mean? He said he would do a jab, then he wouldn't follow up. He wouldn't set up for a cross.
Yeah. And he'd never, and if he used his right, and I say to people all the time, like, if he used his right hand, that fight would have not gone 6 rounds. If he actually just went in for the kill, he could have gotten this thing done in like very quickly, I think. And I don't like that people say, "Oh, the ref is to blame," or "KSI was just lucky," or whatever. It's like Logan was given a chance to completely win this fight in glorious fashion in the fourth round, and he didn't take it. So whose fault is
Oh,
that?
we are back. We are
Okay.
back.
Okay. So whose fault is that? That's Logan's. Um, Chris, do you agree with my statement?
Yeah.
And so are you under the like thinking that like that Logan deserved to lose that fight?
Like how?
Like do you think Logan does like are you like okay with the decision of KSI winning and Logan losing?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that decision. Yeah, that's what I was saying on like on the first days after the fight ended. I was like, yeah, I saw that they gave him like a clear chance, and then this dude literally playing a bit dirty. So,
Yeah. Um Chris, out of all the YouTube boxing events, which one is your favorite and which one is your least favorite?
um, let me think. Let me think. I gotta say the social class was my favorite.
Why?
Just like the way everything went and everything. Like
The production?
I didn't really like the performances. Like I didn't pay attention to that. When the performances were going on, I was just like talking over to like my cousins and stuff. Like betting who's gonna win and all that. But just the way that everything was, the quality, everything looked pretty good. Um, my least favorite would probably be, I don't know. It's between the ASI Joe Weller and that other one, the social knockout.
Oh, the social
Winner.
knockout one. Did you
Oh
think
no! The worst is Slim versus Fousey, bro. That's the worst.
you don't like that fight?
No, like that event. No, I didn't
What
like
what
it.
what
It
about
was
Jake Paul versus Ben Askren? I thought that was the worst one.
yeah. That no, I think yeah. Fousey Slim takes the cake because it looked like they had like pop ups and like ads and all that on the screen, and I'm just like trying to see the fight and all that is in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ben Askren, I didn't like the like all the like the quality because it was like red and all that,
Yeah,
like the filter.
it was like low quality. It was really
Yeah,
poor. And there was like 20 minutes of performances and Pete
yeah,
Davidson.
I
It was
know
just so
they did some slap boxing.
yeah, it was like it
Yeah,
almost felt like an SNL sketch or something.
yeah,
Like the
that's it.
parody.
It looks fake, like because I literally was watching it and then I saw this performance by this band, and I was just like laying on the bed because I was at my cousin's place watching the fight,
Yeah.
and then it's called I was just like falling asleep while my other cousin was like talking to me, and I fell asleep watching the event. And then I woke up when they were like doing some slap boxing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, what is this?
It was a pretty poor event. And did you think
Yeah,
Ben Askren was ever gonna like actually beat Jake, or did you think
I
he
mean, I had visions. I'm like, what if Jake, I don't know, something goes wrong, and Aston just like for some reason presses down and then like just like gets him and like keeps him on the ropes and all that, and then the ref just stops it. That's what I thought. Like I saw a vision for it, and then
you had
and
a dream?
yeah, I was just like, while I was like literally hours before the fight, I was like, what if this happens and all that. But then after that, um, just kept getting visions of Ben Askren getting knocked out by Jake Paul, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if it happens, it happens, and then and it happened.
Yeah. Did you think
I
that
was actually pretty mad.
what were you gonna say?
Said I was actually pretty mad because what's it called? I was pretty mad because I stayed up quite a bit because I was actually trying to take a big nap, but I ended up staying up just to watch the fight, and it ended like in the first round. So I was actually pretty mad, and I was like, I about to yell as loud as I could because I'm like, bro, I stayed up just to watch this shit.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty like terrible event. And did you think
Yeah,
that Gib was gonna beat Jake, or did you think that Jake was gonna do what he did?
yeah, oh yeah. For that one, I did think Gib was gonna win like 100%. Like I was like, Gib was just gonna like um like pressure him, and Jake was not gonna know what to do. I mean, it did happen in the beginning of the first round. Like for a bit, Gib did have him around the ropes,
Yeah.
and you could tell that like Jake was just like trying to land, but like all his punches would just miss. He'd try to like swing, try to not swing completely like KSI, but like just like try to catch him with like right hooks and all
Yeah.
that,
Wild
and he would
shots.
yeah he would miss, and yeah, I did think he was gonna win, and then and what happened with the give going backwards. Yeah, that's when I knew everything was gonna go bad.
And
And it was actually like the day before my like hours before my birthday. So I was like, bro.
that's gotta be tough. That's gotta be a bad way to spend your birthday, knowing
Yeah,
that Jake
because
Paul
literally
won.
I got to school and then I'm like, bro, and everyone I was telling that Gabe was gonna beat Jake. Were like planning on me. They were like, so,
Yeah.
what do you think was gonna happen? And I was like, whatever. Like we told you, Gabe was gonna lose. And then
Uh,
I was just clowned on my birthday, so I'm like, damn.
wow, that must have been a traumatic birthday.
Yeah,
And I think that if Gib fought Jake the way he fought Taylor Holder, I think Jake's power would have just been too much for Gib no matter what. But I think Gib
yeah,
actually would have done decent with Jake if he fought the way
yeah.
against Taylor.
Yeah, against Taylor Holder, I mean, I was a bit scared at the beginning, like before, after seeing Deji get destroyed.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah, I was worried because I'm like, bro, everything was going good, all YouTubers were winning,
yeah,
and then came Deji losing
yeah,
in the third round, right?
yeah. Third round.
Yeah, the third round, and then I'm like, bro, what if this happens again? Like he loses and all that, and then I was kind of worried. But then the first round started, and I'm like, all right, so he's doing pretty good. I'm like, he just has to win the three rounds, and then not get knocked out or stopped or anything, and then he wins, and then that's what he did.
Yeah, like, and it's so interesting how much like drastically different he got from like 2020 to like 2021. It was like I was so impressed with how much he improved in that short amount in that large amount of time.
And he actually looked pretty good because we've seen some fighters that like take a long layoff and then like return, and then they look like they're just getting started. Like
Yeah.
they don't look the same.
And
And Gabe actually came out a bit like better.
yeah. And this kind of relates back to the realist's point, which is like, because you probably haven't seen the video, but the realist said like, you're not. He was talking about KSI, like you're not gonna magically transform, and there's like this great like new move that you've created because it's boxing, and it's not like you're gonna impress us. But I'm like, Gib is a great example of somebody that drastically improved, like overnight became so different, like
Yeah,
so to the critics of KSI. And I would say, listen,
yeah,
Gib is living proof that someone that takes a long period of time off, and Gib was not training for a long period of time because of COVID. But when he did so training, he got exponentially so much better. And for someone like Gib, I'd understand why he wouldn't want to. If like Adam said, "Oh, let's spar me and you, Gib," and Gib said, "I want you to film it." Like now, people would like if that scenario happened, people would understand that like he improved so much in that fight, and it just blew everybody away. So I think that that statement kind of validates or invalidates the realist's points about about KSI not actually improving or not having improved enough.
yeah, yeah. I 100% believe or like believing that yeah, Gib was a true example. Like everyone was clowning on him, saying like he's not gonna get any better. He's gonna do this crab walk or whatever. And yeah, he improved, and he didn't let Taylor Holder do anything during the whole fight. And Taylor was like, apparently the nerves got to him, which is what everyone pretty much says.
Yeah.
But but yeah, he changed a lot in in like 1 year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Strike, are you back yet or no? He appears not to be back yet. Um,
Yeah.
so oh, Stagnantly typing in the chat actually. So this means he might be have to go soon. Um, he's typing. Oh, he stopped typing. There's actually nobody watching this, so which is funny. But I mean, a lot of people don't watch it until later on,
Yeah.
which kind of weird.
That's what happened with some other live streams.
Yeah, Chris, did you start your channel like recently? Or did you like have another one?
I mean, I had to say like two other ones. I don't remember if anything like that has to do with them. But this is like the fourth, no, like seventh, sixth time I like rebranded because I used to do other types of videos. Um, but I just wasn't happy like doing any of those. So then I just switched to boxing like this year after the social knockout event, or no, the social gloves event.
Yeah, I saw like you've gained like 200 subscribers in like a month. Like that's pretty good.
Because I used to have like barely any subscribers, and then I changed it to boxing because I used to do some like reviews, or I don't know what I was doing back then. But then I just changed it, and yeah, my channel was just popping up. The only thing I think could help my channel is just like post every day, which I'm trying to, but some days you just wake up unmotivated. Uh, but I just try to get through that.
Okay, so Ninja has to leave, but I thank Strike Ninja for coming on and gracing us with his ninja presence
Yeah,
over the course of this almost hour that we've been talking. Um, and yeah, I post pretty much almost every day. Um, but I mean, I have really nothing else to do except posting. So that I kind of loved. I really like doing YouTube a lot.
yeah.
Do you,
Hey, what's your like goal on YouTube and stuff?
I mean, I just want to be as big as possible and make money off of it.
Mm,
You know, because like if you can make money off of this, it's seen as a legitimate job, and then you can actually benefit from that. And yeah, I just want to become as big as possible and make as much money
yeah,
as possible, and be on here. YouTube is a long term thing. That's
yeah,
why I started it like this in high school, is because you're laying the groundwork of 4 years, so that when you get to beyond high school and you can do college, you can go do a job or whatever, you have this as a backup, and you've built up a following, and hopefully you'll have gone to a place as opposed to starting it up as you're going through actual like life.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
What's your ultimate goal for YouTube? Are you just doing this for like fun, or is this like do you want to do this like long term?
I mean, I started doing this as like just pure fun, but then you know, there's always gonna be like those people that that be like, why are you doing this, whatever, like you just stop wasting your time and all that.
Yeah.
So pretty much my goal is just like to prove all those people wrong, and like just get as big as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing what I like, and yeah, just try and get as big as possible, and just if you can make some income out of this, then yeah, I'll just keep doing it. But pretty much, I'm just doing this like to, just something.
Yeah. And do you know Tommy Fury as a boxer?
And I've seen all his
Oh,
fights,
okay. So
and
who do you think he beats Jake right now?
after some of like his latest performance, I gotta go 50-50. I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
Because
Yeah.
he was rocked a lot in that fight. Like not completely rocked, but just like it and like other clear some clear shots like he could have avoided, and he just took them. But he didn't seem like phased or anything. And he took him like actual champ and like kept going.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched the Weight Concept Roundhouse Radio, but they both agreed that the Tommy would beat Jake. And they went to like specifics about like the feints he does and the footwork and all the specific stuff that I don't really get into, but I think Tommy would beat Jake, but I think if Jake can beat Woodley and do it convincingly, and Woodley's an actual challenge for Jake, I think you could see that as a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
And do you know Anthony Taylor, who's like Tommy Fury's next opponent? Like, have you watched him? Or
Isn't he like he's like 0-1, right?
yeah, it's funny because he sparred Jake, and he said like, "Oh, Jake's
Yeah.
not a real fighter," and now he's like, "Jake's a real fighter," and I love him so much. It's like, to me, this is like a guy that's clearly just like doing it for clout.
Yeah.
And
I mean, all I
it's
see
funny.
is this fight being set up just for like have if Jake does manage to get past Woodley, they're pretty much just doing it to set up the next fight, which would pretty much be Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul.
Yeah, which I think should have been the fight that we should have had like this month. Like, I made a whole video on how Jake pretty much ducks all of his fights, and I don't think there was
Yeah.
no point in him boxing Nate or boxing Ben Askren,
Yeah.
or even to an extent Gib, but like he was pressured into that publicly, but he
Yeah.
had two next fights where like no one was pressuring him to do anything. So like, I don't know if you know who Dylan Moran is, but he was like, Jake called him out and made fun of him. But he's like he sparred Conor McGregor, and obviously Jake wants to fight Conor, and this Dylan Moran guy's a real boxer. And Dylan didn't even want to do like a fight with him. He just wanted to like spar with him. And Jake said no. And like that fight should have happened because it makes sense from like a storyline perspective. And since like if he beats him, he gets closer to Connor, and like Connor said like, oh, Dylan was a challenge for me. So I just think there were fights that made more sense. And I just think if you talk a big talk, you should back it up. And I don't think Jake's ever done that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
He started off his career with not fighting KSI but fighting Deji. Like it's been built on this easy fight mentality.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Like, is there anything like specifically that like you're dying to talk about?
I did have something in mind, but I think I forgot. Well, let me try to think about it.
What is it?
What did you think about the? Have you heard about the Errol Spence Manny Pacquiao fight?
Yeah, I did hear that. Spencer had to pull out because of the eye thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually pretty devastated that even happened.
Are you a fan of Pacquiao?
Yeah.
So I know he got his new opponent, and I don't know much about his new opponent. But do you think Pacquiao is still going to win, or is he going to win?
Wait, can you repeat that? It's just because my connection is pretty bad.
Do you think that like Pacquiao is still gonna beat the replacement opponent?
Like Spider Spence?
No, like, so obviously Spencer isn't gonna do it anymore. So do you think Pacquiao's new opponent? Do you think Pacquiao will beat the new opponent?
Yeah. And yeah, I do think if he comes out as fast and like explosive as people say he is right now, yeah, I do think he's gonna win. But like a lot of people are saying, wait, have you heard of this guy named Southpaw?
No, I have not.
There's this guy named Southpaw. Like he like talks so much like racist crap, and like what's it called? He pretty much there's like people like him that like are saying that they wish that the dude who Manny Pacquiao is gonna fight as the replacement beats him, but they also want Manny Pacquiao to beat him just so that Errol Spence gets the chance to like fight the winner, which is Manny Pacquiao, and we all get that fight. But yeah, I do, in my opinion, I do think Manny Pacquiao is gonna beat him.
Are you like a regular like boxing fan, or are you or do you just kind of watch like the everyday type stuff like
Like how?
Huh?
Like, can you explain it a bit more?
So like do you Do you watch boxing like regularly? Do you like keep up with stuff outside of YouTube or no?
I mean, I try, but it's just that it's like too much.
Yeah.
I keep up with it too much, but I try to like keep up with as much as I can. So, but yeah, I do enjoy both. It's just that sometimes the YouTube side is like a bit more entertaining. Like people were like saying, "Why did you guys watch Shakur Stevenson?" And there was like I forgot what fight happened on that day that Shakur Stevenson was fighting, and it's just like his fight was so boring. Literally, it was so boring. And then there was like I think it was the social gloves event that was happening the same day.
Yeah, I think boxing is like we were supposed to get Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and because of boxing politics, it never happened. And I think that's a shame because it's happened a lot recently.
And there's like I'm gonna try to pull it up. Yeah, like the Lopez Cambosis fight. They say that apparently didn't happen because they weren't able to sell as many like tickets or all that, and that's why they just said that someone caught COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the Canelo versus Plant and all that, and then the I guess Vince Wilder Fury, all those fights, like they just went out the window. I mean, there's still some of them are still gonna happen. But like we didn't get the fights that we wanted this summer.
I think it's just the other website, bro. The other website brings out.
I think Tyson Fury versus Wilder even got pushed back because Tyson got COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought this was a pretty good podcast. Thank you for coming on, Chris. And if you ever want to come back on, just let me know. And thank you for subscribing to, and hopefully we can collaborate more in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Well, there's 0 people. There's 1 person watching. I don't know who's watching. Maybe it's Chris. Maybe it's Strike Ninja giving me false hope. But we got 3 likes, So that means 2 people besides Strike Ninja didn't, we liked it. We got somewhat of a decent chat. Pretty weak though. But with these live streams, they can have a lot of people, or they can have a lot of people. But this was a great stream. Thank you guys for watching. Well, I mean, I'm not really talking to anyone. I'm just talking to 1 person who I don't know. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, where I will be doing a Realist exposed video on Thursday, and I think there was another video that I want to do on Saturday or Sunday, and hopefully we can do a live stream where we can get Angel back on. We can have me, Angel, and Ninja, because the last podcast before this podcast was one of the best ones that I ever did. It's doing great on views, and I want to thank all of you for doing that. So yeah, like, sub, and comment. And for the haters, leave a hate comment, dislike, subscribe, and then unsubscribe. Because at the end of the day, it's attention. So this is the casual and the ninja who's not here. But yeah, thank you for coming.